Ooh, child, giving me issues. They're giving me issues already. Hey, what up, though? What up? So I was just saying before, you know what I'm saying, the internet decided they was going to be disrespectful. I was getting to the fact that I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back. I had to take a break off and get my life in order. But I wanted to talk to y'all. Y'all seen the advertisements, you know what I'm saying? I originally wanted to do it as two separate podcasts, but I'm going to go ahead and join it because it actually goes together. So one is, you know what I'm saying, topic is family ties, and the other is building a mate. I'm going to start with the family ties. And the reason that I'm going to start there is because a lot of people's perspective on relationships, of course, starts as a child. It starts with what you were taught, what you saw growing up, how your family conducted things, how tight-knit they were, or what have you, and the values that were instilled in you. But it also comes from, of course, your experiences and relationships. Now, with the family ties, to me, family is the family you create, the family that you choose. And the reason that I feel that way is because of how I was brought up. There are a lot of people that I'm technically related to that I have no dealings with. My children don't even know. They have no idea how old my kids are, none of that. So to me, that's not really family. That's how I feel. If you're not actively in my life, you know, and I don't mean just me reaching out to you, trying to see how you doing, and me pulling up to see you and all that type of stuff. If you're not active in our relationship as family, then we ain't family. We're relatives. We're related. There's a difference. And I feel like that had to be said because I get frustrated when there are people in the family that have crossed everyone, who've done dirty to people in the family, who've hurt people, and continuously do it for generations and generations and generations without any accountability. And part of the reason that they have no accountability is because nobody is trying to hold them accountable. None of the family is speaking up and saying, hey, you wow. No matter the age, no matter what you've contributed to life, to family, whatever, that does not mean you're entitled to respect or to love or to access. It definitely does not. And this is from experience. There are people that are elders in my family who have done some fucked up shit. And when I say fucked up, I mean for generations. Like, it's stories that I've been hearing since I was little. But everybody still, because that's like the oldest person in the family, or they're older in age, where they stuck in their ways. I don't give a flying fuck. If you don't respect me, if you don't show me love, if you're not actively pouring into me and mine, I ain't got nothing for you. On God. And them. Mary, Joseph, all of them. I ain't got it for you. And I'm not going to pretend. There were times where I would force relationships with people and try to, skip around the bullshit that they were handing me. But it's only so many times you can put it in my face before I accept that that's what you have to give. And if that's all you got to give, and I know I don't want it, and I know I don't deserve it, I'm not going to feed it. I'm not. And I'll give you an example. I grew up in a household where you don't pull up to someone's house unannounced. You don't knock on somebody's door unannounced. You don't. If you ain't call and get a confirmation that we were home and wanted company, you'll be standing on the porch knocking. Don't do no pull-ups, no pop-ups. Like, no. None of that. Well, there are family members who have gone back and reported to other family members about me because they pulled up to my house unannounced and I was not in the mood to entertain, and they got their feelings hurt. You lucky I answered and told you how I felt versus me leaving you on the porch just standing there knocking, which is what I would have normally did and how I was raised, for you to just stand there, look at you through the window in the peephole and act like I don't see you. But it kills me when these same family members want or expect to be held at such a level that they should be able to just be welcome in your home, or they should just be welcome to any event, or this, that, and the third. Why wasn't I invited? But you got 17 million other, events that you've been invited to that you didn't choose to pull up to, or you had other things going on that you didn't invite me and my family to. But because I'm a host and everybody, friends and family know me to be a host and invite people over and want to have gatherings and cook and things like that, you expect that you automatically invited, you entitled. Nah. And then there are certain things that people don't understand. You can't come into my home and disrespect someone who lives here and expect me not to say something, family or not. And some people just don't get that. If you can't respect the people who lay their heads here, who pay rent here, bills, whatever here, then you ain't welcome here. And that's straight up. And I don't care if you are my guest, their guest, whomever's guest. If you disrespectful, you got to go. Period. I don't feel no type of way about, exactly, it's called loyalty. I don't feel no type of way about letting an elder know you're dead wrong, you gotta go. And some people felt some type of way because I'm gonna just be candid about it. I pulled up on my grandma. I told her about herself. And I'm the only one in my family who does. I've seen a lot of people, posting these memes, and it's a TikTok and stuff like that that's out that, is talking about if you're the member of the family who's breaking generational curses and doesn't mind saying what you have to say and you don't sugarcoat nothing and all that type of stuff, that's me. I am the generational curse breaker in my family. I'm the only one who waited until after they graduated high school. For about good 4-5 generations before they had kids. I'm the only one that has decided to start businesses and stuff on my mom's side. I'm the only one who's done a lot of stuff. As far as the females, the women in my family. But I'm heavy on the healing shit. And to heal it, you gotta acknowledge it. To heal it, you have to hold people accountable for the shit that they caused. And my grandmother has done a lot of fucked up shit in her life. And now she feels like because she's in her late 70s, early 80s, whatever, going into her 80s, she's the queen of the family. And that everyone is supposed to cater to her and everyone's supposed to, ignore her bullshit. And like I said, everyone comes and their comments and stuff, they have so much to say about the negative she does. They talk about it all through the family group chats, all types of stuff. Events coming up there, oh Lord, she coming. Oh, we gotta act like this, all that. I'm not doing none of that. I ain't doing none of that shit. This is my house. This is my energy. This is my peace. If you decide that you want to be rude, disrespectful, if you decide that you want to carry shit, if you decide that you want to turn yourself on family members like my little brother and expect me to still carry the same respect and acknowledgement for you, you got me fucked up. And the crazy part is when I stepped to her and I said what she, told her about herself, I didn't do it in a disrespectful manner. I pulled her to the side and I said what I had to say, and she corrected it immediately. Because if it wasn't a problem, you wouldn't have felt the need to correct it. You don't walk into someone's home and don't speak. You don't walk to someone's home and they're trying to help you and you, because you just too good for people to touch you and this and it. Girl, please. And thank you. But you want to sit at our table and eat. The same people that you shrugging off and carrying on with. No. Exactly. It is what it is. I'm sick of it. And I was in a whole relationship for almost 10 years where the family had no respect and no regard for me, let alone our relationship. And that person allowed that. I'm not that one. If I'm with you and I take you around somebody in someone else's company and they mistreat you, I'm going to tell them about themselves and we leaving. Like, for real. Family is what you make it. Period. It's what you make it. And that's why I wanted to tie these two together, because the building of a mate is not really possible. You can't necessarily take a piece from here, take a piece from there, and this, that, and the third, and create the perfect person. However, you can create the balance and the boundaries within your relationship to make that work for y'all. And a part of my boundaries is, from the person that I'm dating, won't nobody from your side of your family disrespect you. Won't nobody from my side of my family disrespect you in my presence. I don't give a goddamn if I just met your auntie because they come off wrong, they doing something wrong. Excuse me. I'm not standing for it. From nobody. For no reason. To make anybody comfortable. To make you happy. To make it. No. None of that. And see, a lot of this comes from me being a child that wasn't heard. That's the whole reason that so many people have related to me and connected to me. It's because you can feel that energy. Them kids who parents, because I said so. You ask a question, it's because I said so. And the crazy part is I try to catch myself when I do that to my kids. Even if I say it initially, I go back and I correct and explain. Because they deserve to know too. They're people. They're human beings. And just because someone is younger than you does not make them beneath you. There's a difference. What makes someone beneath you is their energy and how they carry themselves. And sometimes your elders are beneath you. They haven't reached the level of healing that you've reached. They haven't done the work on themselves that they have because they stuck in their ways. And they feel like that's okay because everything and everyone around them makes them feel like it is. Period. Like, that's the thing. A lot of people in my family don't even deal with me because I speak up. If grandma, auntie, cousin, whoever it is dead to fuck around, I'm going to tell you I don't want to be around them. And another thing, I come from the streets, for real, for real. Most of my life, yeah, my mom tried to shelter us from it, but it was all around us. And in that, I've understood and I stand on the fact that I don't deal with rats either. There are people in my family who are rats, who try to set other people in the family up to take falls for them, who have lied on other people, even if it wasn't family. Won't deal with them, won't be in my presence. Family members, mom, dad, everybody. You need to talk to you. Why? Why? For what? They don't know anything about loyalty or respect. So why am I inviting that into my space? And I'll be that. I will be dramatic. I've been told I'm dramatic. My mom called me a drama queen. She's called me a drama queen since I was yay high. Don't give a damn. Call it what you will. It's real. It's honest. It's true. It ain't fake and fraudulent. It ain't acting like shit is sugar and honey when it's really salt. It's wild. And it's so many things that I could say. But I ain't gonna hurt, I already, what I'm saying? I don't be trying to do too much. Like, that's really, what really pisses me off is, it's just the entitlement, y'all. I haven't talked to y'all about this before. We didn't have a whole podcast about it, about the entitlement. But, it shows, specifically in the family dynamic. Oh, you supposed to love them because they your mama. You supposed to love them because they your cousin on your mama's side, your daddy's side, or what? It is not my job to feed your ego or to make you feel better about the fucked up decision and fucked up person you are. It's not. If you've done things that you know could cause harm or could cause rifts or could burn bridges, and the bridges are burnt, whose fault is that? Yours or the person like on the other side of the bridge? Because I'm not taking fault. Like, I'm not taking the fault for you. I take my own. I hold my own. The shit that I do and that I did wrong, the decisions I've made that got me in fucked up positions, I take accountability. I own those. I wear those. I don't expect anybody else to. So why the fuck would I wear yours? To make you feel better. Just because you older. Or just because we family. Like, come on now. Ain't no fucking way. It's no way. And like I said, this is a part of the discussion about building a mate, because it's a lot of people who don't understand that you can't go into a relationship not fully healed and not willing to heal and expect it to work. You can't expect to have someone alter everything about themselves and fix whatever you see as an issue or as a flaw. And when it comes to your shit, oh, it don't stink. You can't smell it. Cause what? There are a lot of people who feel like, oh, well, I gotta have a perfect person. I'm not dealing with nobody if they ain't got everything. Okay, but do you have everything that you asking that person to have? Did you come with it? Or are you working on it? Because we all are works in progress to a certain extent. We are all works in progress. God ain't done with you till he take you away from here. So all that, this just how I am. This just what I do. All that shit is why a lot of people are miserable. Because either you dealing with somebody who that's their mentality and you've accepted that mentality and basically now that's your mentality. So you really not happy. You suppressing your feelings. That person doing shit that you know you would not deal with, but you love them so much. No. And that's something that I'm not just saying for anybody else. Most of the shit that I talk to y'all about is stuff I done dealt with. Or stuff that I'm dealing with and stuff that I feel like I need to say out loud so I can hear. There have been people who, when they say red flags, 6 flags. Like, 6 flags. And I acted like at the end, oh, it was all their fault. No, it took me to go actually work on myself and work on healing myself to realize, no, bitch, you seen that shit. Like, the first day he talked to you, he did this shit, and you act like it because he's so fine. He was talking that other shit you like, that he's doing stuff. Accountability. And, yeah, it does wear on them when they get older. It shows. It shows. And it may not show in the physical as far as how you look at them. Oh, they still look young for their age. But they sick all the time. They aching all the time. They always got an attitude, headaches, pains, and all that stuff. All of that is built up tension that you've been carrying. that you ain't dealt with. Get it off you. If you actually took time to work on yourself instead of pointing at everybody else and talking about what everybody else fucking doing, you'll probably feel better. I also am against the whole, I'm just content with this person. We've been together, the history and all that shit. If I'm not happy, I'm out. I told y'all that. If I'm not happy, if the person that I'm with, that I chose, whatever, they ain't making me happy no more, well, they're not adding to my happiness anymore, because I don't expect anyone to make me happy at this point in my life. Don't. That's my job. But if you're not adding to my happiness, if all you're doing is taking from me, subtracting from what I'm trying to build in myself, you're draining me, then you ain't for me. Fuck building you. I'm not building anyone up. I'll build with you. Then, I'll build with you. We can do that together. But I'm not going to be over here Bob the Builder and shit, and you ain't doing nothing. You along for the ride. Did that. Ain't doing it again. Really thought I could carry a whole relationship by myself. Do all the shit that he was supposed to be doing, the shit that I was supposed to be doing. All that to make it look pretty and polished and prep. All that stuff for everybody else. Everybody swore up and down when that relationship ended. Oh my God, I thought you were so happy, because I made it look that way. Because I learned from previous relationships not to put everything on the front street. And I still believe in it. If I'm going through something, y'all won't know. As far as my relationship is concerned, I might share other things with y'all. But that's for me and that person to work on. It's not for everybody else. So, yeah, it's going to always look like it's peaches and cream until it's over. And I don't owe nobody an explanation for that either. However, I'm not here to build a mate. I'm not here to build a man, to make him, to be his mama, none of that stuff. Yes, as your lady, as your woman, as your wife, whatever, my job is to nurture you and to care for you and to take care of the household and things like that. But you also have to be given the masculine energy that I need as well, so that I don't have to sit in mine. That means I shouldn't be opening my own door. I shouldn't be worried about the trash. I shouldn't be carrying this. I shouldn't be, no. Certain things just shouldn't be. And like I've talked about on podcasts before, there are a lot of people that don't understand we all have roles in relationships. That would be whether you're in a same-sex relationship, if you were opposite, whatever. Everybody has their roles. Everybody has things that they bring that allow the relationship to be a relationship. So if you come and you see the things that I bring to the table, and you show me the things you bring to the table, and we decide, okay, this is an agreement, we can work with this, we going to build with this, and then you decide you're going to slack off because, I did a little more than what you expected, or I brought a little more to the table than what you expected, so you're going to slack off on what you bring. No. And I'm not talking about finances. I'm talking about as a whole, emotionally, spiritually, all of that. Because you have to be emotionally healed and available, or available for healing, in order for you to be in a relationship with somebody. Like a real one. You can play house all you want to. You can, all that little extra toxic ass shit. But a real relationship where you actually want to be with somebody for the rest of your life, you have to be able to have conversations. You have to be able to, hey, I apologize. I was wrong. You can't just let shit fester, leave it in the air, keep it moving, all that stuff. But a lot of us were taught that as kids. What happens in this house stays in this house. One of the worst things that you can teach a child is that what happens in this house stays in this house. Because if what's going on in that household is not conducive to that child's growth and it's harming them, you've taught them that they have no outlet. You've taught them that it's not safe for them to ask for help. It's not okay in no way, shape, form, or fashion. It's not. And it's not going to get better because you're teaching them to suppress. You're teaching them to bottle shit. Then you wonder why they out here fighting everybody, why they arguing, cussing, they defiant, they have no respect for authority because the authority in their life wasn't constructive. There's a difference. There's a difference from parenting from a healed place and parenting from a hurt place. And like I said, these are things that I'm working on actively. I just apologized to my son before I started this podcast. There are things that I recognize, and it may take time. Sometimes I have to step away from the situation and come back and say, I ain't handled that right. I could have been a little more gentle with how I said that. I could have, took in account their feelings more. That's all a part of family ties and building a family. Fuck a mate. Building a family and a life. Because there are going to be times at your job when whether you got your own businesses or whatever, all of that, you're going to have to learn how to be able to apologize. You're going to have to learn how to be able to communicate how you feel. Whether it be a negative experience or a positive experience, you have to be able to form those words to properly express how you feeling. And what happens here stays here, or it is what it is, ain't gonna get it. It's not. Especially if you claiming you want more, you want better. Oh, all my relationships always been like this. They always go like this. And what did you do to change? What part of that did you change? Or did you just change people? Because it's not always that you need to change the person. That's the issue. And this is just real shit. I have really watched some people that I used to date or talk to or whatever and get in different relationships and do the same shit that I watched them do with me. And it's just like, bruh, you really think that's it? You really think there's nothing wrong with this shit? And then they bouncing. They just bouncing around and wondering why they can't find, I don't fit nobody, don't nobody fit me. No, because you ain't actively working on you. You don't even know you to be giving yourself to somebody. You just handing them shit. You don't even know what it is. Then they start pouring stuff out to you that you ain't paid attention to. Why? Because you don't know yourself and you offended. Babe, I didn't appreciate it. Well, whoa. What's unwarranted? But that's because they're tapping into something that you ain't tapped into yet. They're forcing you to look in the mirror and to heal some shit that you ain't even ready for yet. Can't nobody build you. You got to build you. Not your family, not your significant other, not your kids, not the people you work with, not your friends. You. Nobody knows everything that you've endured but you. Nobody's carrying that childhood trauma but you. Nobody is ignoring that little child inside of you but you. Because what's crazy is when your child, that little child inside of you ain't healed, that's who you show up as. You show up as that child. You trying, you big man, you da 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 da. But can't nobody tell you you did something wrong without you crying or without you wanting to fight. You know, when you get older, the crying turn into arguing and fighting and stuff because you're a man and you can't cry and all that. Also, another thing that's not right. Now, I'm heavy on my son about, everything does not warrant crying. No, it does not. Some things you use in crying to try to get your way. That's one thing. But if you're truly hurt, some shit is really going on, it is okay and it's healthy to cry. Because if not, like I said, grow up and be a grown man, want to fight everybody, want to shoot everything's fuck everybody, you ain't got no respect for nothing because you're emotionally unavailable. But you unavailable because you so fucking damaged and you just decided to suppress it and push it down because what's happening in this house stays in this house. So fuck expressing it in a proper way. Or I'm just going to wait until somebody piss me off and I'm going to blow up and I'm going to end up in prison. Or I'm just going to wait till, my girl come to me about some shit that she should be able to come to me about. And then I'm going to be like, fucking, I'm going to go fuck somebody else. I'd rather deal with my problems that way. I was watching a Kevin Hart special. And he was saying he likes to leave tension in the air and just let it go away. Is that really what y'all think happens? Do y'all really think if you just let it linger, it's just going to float away, like it's just going to evaporate? Even if it doesn't come out in the way that it was, intended or originally presented, it'll come out in ways that you ain't even... You be like, what the fuck is this? Remember that tension from about 3 weeks ago? Yeah, it pulled up and it's stronger now. Because not only is it the tension that was there from that particular situation, now you got 3 more weeks of tension and issues and stuff and situations that you used to suppress. So now it's a whole fucking bomb. Now what? Now you don't want to get out the bed. Now you crying. Now you stressed out. You fighting. You arguing. You don't know why. You just in a fucked up mood for days. You're a depressed mess. And it's crazy to me. I was like, I'm real weird about words and stuff. And since I've been in school, I really started like breaking stuff down. And like depressed is the pressure. That built up pressure. Depression is the built up pressure. Straight up. All of the extra shit that you had going on, all of the things that you didn't acknowledge, all of the things that hurt, all of the things that you did not heal, come in form of depression. Then there's people who literally, when I am BPD. So that means I have bipolar depression, which means that my depression comes and goes. And most of the time, my depression pops up, my bipolar, whatever you want to call it. Yes, I'm studying psychology. When it pulls up in the form of me being lazy. See, Tauruses are known for being lazy. They don't want to do shit. That's not me. I'm a busybody. I'm in this bitch cleaning up, doing stuff, finding stuff to do all the time. It's just me. That's also why working from home be stressing me the fuck out. But anyway, it pulls up in the form of I don't feel like cooking. I don't want to clean up. House look a mess. Everything look a mess. I don't feel like getting in the shower. I don't feel like doing shit. Just leave me the fuck alone. Yeah, no. Depression looks like me not doing my podcast for a month. While y'all was wondering what was going on, I was dealing with me. Starting a new relationship and everything. And that new relationship forced me to look at some shit. Because like I said, we all works in progress. Yes, I'm actively healing. A lot of stuff that would have caused problems in my relationship doesn't, because I healed it before he got here. However, there are certain things that I still have to work on. And I am working on. I'm just grateful that I have a partner that understands he doing the same shit. He working through his shit too. We both doing it together though, actively. And it's a beautiful thing. Because we can fuss and argue, but at the end of the day, I love you. And I'm going to tell you I love you. We're not going to sleep with that shit. We're not doing, none of that bullshit, none of that toxic shit. We're going to talk about it. And he's one of them people, he don't like talking about everything. He'd rather just let it be. I ain't having it. We're going to talk about it. I don't care if it piss you off. We're going to talk about it. Because I'd rather us get the shit out now than let it fester. And like I said, it could be something that has nothing to do with the household, but comes and attaches itself onto that issue. And then we got a bigger issue. Or you giving me energy I ain't even earned. So I'd rather address it then. So like I said, nothing that I come to y'all with on these podcasts or that I talk to y'all about is nothing that I'm not doing myself or that I'm not addressing on my own. This is what I do this for, Dutch. It's really what I do it for. Comments like that. You have no idea how many people have reached out to me and asked me, what's going on with the podcast? Why you ain't, what happened? Da, 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 da. I had to check on me. And there were times, if y'all noticed, I promoted that I was doing a podcast and it didn't happen. I didn't get on the live because I won't write. Shit won't write. I won't hear. It wasn't here. It took a lot for me to get on here today because I wasn't sure if I was ready. I give y'all me for real. So don't, you know what I'm saying, think I just be talking. Nah, you can ask people who actually know me. There are people who are like lifelong friends who I love so much that I ain't even been talking to like that. People, friends that don't live here, that come in town and all that stuff. Normally I'm up for all of that. I wasn't ready. Like, I just wasn't. If my shit not right, I don't want to bring that energy to nobody else. If I'm not mentally where I need to be, emotionally where I need to be, if I know as soon as you ask me, are you okay? I'm ball out crying. I'm not coming. Because that's something I need to deal with. It really does. Life be, I call it lifing. And the reason I say that's because it's been doing this shit all my life. So I have no other way to register it other than life be lifing. You know what I'm saying? It's Janice, and you done been around me. You was around me, like you met me in one of my hardest times. You met me in that toxic ass relationship that I was just talking about. People don't even understand some of the stuff that I had to suppress to be okay for my kids. So then when I took those years of being out of relationships and just being by myself, lonely as fuck, ain't gonna lie, because I'm used to being in a relationship. I'm a serial romantic. I'm serial monogamous, always in a relationship. So when I took that time for myself and really had to check in like, hey, yo, you've been holding this shit for 30 years. So that's why when certain shit happens or certain moments come up or those feelings that BPD pops up, I have to acknowledge it. I can no longer ignore it. I can't act like it ain't there and all that stuff. It's not even possible at this point. So I took a break. Exactly. It's a fucking beast. I promise y'all. Y'all see me cooking and stuff all the time and all that stuff. That's how you know something wrong with me. When I don't feel like cooking, it's a problem. When I don't feel like painting, it's a problem. When I don't feel like doing my podcast, which is my stress reliever, it's a problem. So imagine starting a relationship and you just knew you was ready. You thought everything was cool as far as you're concerned, and everything in the relationship is what you expected it to be. Y'all gelling. And this shit just start popping up on your shoulder. You don't even know where it come from. But like I said, that's when that child is letting you know, hey, I need your attention. I need you to hear me. Because there's some triggering shit coming. I don't need you to respond how you normally would respond. I need you to give a healed response. I'm trying to tell you, trying to get to know somebody while you still getting to know yourself is a lot. And yeah, I know who I am. I know who I am as a woman. But certain parts of me, especially the healed me, the part of me without the toxicity is a lot. Because not being toxic don't mean you gonna always be happy. And being in a healthy relationship does not mean that everything is always going to be peaches and cream. It actually means the complete opposite. It means that you're going to have them trials and all of that, but you're going to get through it with that person. That y'all going to actually do that shit. Not just say it, not just talk about it, not just front like that's what's going on. Actually doing it. My man came with a lot. But I also come with a lot. So we exchanging that shit. Fuck it. It is what it is. I take what came with you, you take what come with me. But we also are revising certain shit and realizing he ain't them and I'm not them either. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people talk about how women have been hurt in relationships and how they bitter and this and the third. There are men out there who have been hurt and drugged and that are bitter too. They just show it different than women do. Most of them show it by being whores. I ain't gonna get attached to one person. I'm gonna keep on bopping around to everybody. Because if I got attached to one person, that gives them the power to hurt me. And I can't allow that. So they just bopping. They just outside. Whole time, he a man who really wants a whole family, who wants that life. He can't do it. He emotionally cannot do it. I got one.
Yo, I'm in tears.
Hey, baby.
I'm in tears. I'm in tears. You have no clue. I swear to God, you are my twin. I feel you. I feel you in every aspect. On my baby. Like, on my baby. And that's the thing, though, is like, I'm trying to understand why we have to be so gentle. Because here's the thing. I'm not a gentle person because I don't tolerate a lot of things. So
Hey,
I'm an alpha. And that's why I'm like, bro, are we? I'm feeling the energy, my nigga.
But the thing about it is, though, the only reason that we're alpha is because we were trained that we had to be.
Right.
But you don't, baby.
But how do you, that's the thing. So then when you feel guilty, because like, bro, when you said the bipolar, bro, I get lazy. I swear to God. You know I'm in a poly. My baby's finally home. You feel me? And our nigga, you know, we've been doing some shit. We've been going through some shit. We've been getting through some shit. You know what I mean? My girlfriend was just in jail for like 3 months, bro. And it got hectic. It got really, really hectic. So then when like, okay, boom, it gets happy. Everybody comes, you know, she's home now. Now you can like get to like breathe, you know, for a second.
Mm-hmm. Well,
then when you get to breathe, nigga, it was like bing bop, bing boop, bing bop. I'm like, oh, hold on. So the depression part, bro, I was depressed for 6 months and didn't even realize it. My like, nigga. Like, and
you just doing it.
You're just doing it.
It puts you in autopilot. Like, okay, let me get up. It's time to get up to get the kids ready. I'm gonna get the kids ready. I'm gonna put the kids on the school bus. I'm gonna work. I'm clock in. Hello, how you doing? Da, 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 da. I'm gonna get off work. Let me go fix this food. Let me clean these. Let me do this. Da, 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 da. Whole time you're
then you get sick and tired, and then
you're
just
not
snap out.
You're draining slowly, but surely you're draining. And then by the time you realize that you sitting, you look in your room like, when's all this shit all over the place?
Poochie.
What is this? What? Your partner's walking around like you got an attitude problem. Da, 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 da. Whole time your attitude ain't even with them. Your attitude's with yourself because you ain't addressing it. You ain't address yourself.
Cause let's talk about it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. We have to normalize safe places. We have to normalize that shit. Because niggas don't think that shit exists.
At all.
They think that it's like some
somebody take that with me because I need some wine, y'all. I've been drinking water.
I'm drinking some Douce. I done got some. I say you done got me. I'm over here holding my head damn near ready to fucking bust out of tears. Like, what's really going on right now? Like, because
like I said, I started this off by saying I took a whole month off of my podcast because I had to get me right.
We ain't even been on social media, girl.
I was in an apartment that I didn't like, that wasn't conducive to what I needed to get done. They charged me an arm and a leg on trying to fix shit. That was stressing me out. Trying to find somewhere. I found this place like literally let me tell y'all this story. Let me tell y'all this story real quick. Let me tell y'all how my ancestors don't be playing about me.
Don't be playing. You know the energy be coming through.
And do. So I met my boyfriend, my current boyfriend. A friend of mine, I ain't gonna say her name, because I ain't trying to get her, you know what I'm saying, in trouble or nothing. And the reason that I say I ain't trying to get her in trouble is because for a long time, y'all, I don't know if y'all watched the previous podcast where I talked about my long-term sneaky link or whatever. My situationship.
Yeah, I do.
Well, the friend who hooked me up is the cousin of that sneaky link. And the reason, so there was a lot that went on. I decided to cut ties with that situation months ago. But she noticed, like, the stuff that I kept going through. Like, literally was going through this shit for 18 years, y'all. Being somebody's secret for 18 years. Anytime I want a relationship or when I was in a relationship, they all in my face. But would never solidify anything with me. So she got tired. She got tired of seeing me go through that, and she knew I was really done. I when I'm done with certain situations, I do a lot of shit that makes it known that I'm
like
done.
A light bulb.
It's not even like I disrespect or I'm just wild and I'm posting none of that shit. It's how I move. That's
what
when
is
people
your
who
signs?
know me,
what are
people
your
who know me know that I'm done. And she was like, "You're done.
Like, done.
You're fucking done."
Done.
And she asked me for permission to introduce me to somebody, and she did. Literally, she introduced, like, it was like a long distance thing. They didn't live here. He didn't live here. He lived in North Carolina. I live in Virginia. And she sent me pictures or whatever, and we exchanged numbers. We talked for a little bit, and he had an event coming up. I went to North Carolina for his event. He came back with me that night. We were talking, we were chilling, whatever. Literally 48 hours after that, he moved to Virginia.
What? Let's talk about it.
And a lot of people are like, you don't just jump and shit like that. I can't believe you just jump. Yeah, but it's good for me. Right. He is good for me. What he provides, like what you were just talking about, is that safe place. Yeah, when shit is wrong, when shit ain't right, that man got me. I don't care what nobody say. And it has nothing to do with what I look like with him. None of that shit. Yeah, he see all of this and he enjoy all of that, whatever. But things that he has shown me in the month's time that we have been dating, I ain't seen from a nigga that I done met ever in the 34 years I've been alive.
Period.
And that's the security. When shit ain't right, when I don't, like, when I'm going through my depressive modes and stuff like that, I don't want to work. He don't want me to work. That man is at work right now.
Period. Yeah. No, I feel it.
And it's not a thing of I expect to be taken care of, but he let me know it's okay to let someone take care of you. Yes. It is okay. It's safe
that has
to let somebody have your back. Exactly. Yeah, the family. That's a lot to do with the family shit. Cause like me, that was my. You would think that though. That was my family. You would think that, but he grew up with a fucked up family situation, worse than mine. Yeah, yeah. But he's fighting to be better than what he had. I feel you. That's crazy. But it's like it's the safe place, like. But when, like, that's the thing, like, niggas, like, you can't be scared. Like, you can't be scared to jump into that place because it's so much love over there. Like, it's so much. It's like a big ass, like, what is it called? Babe, the feather bed. Like, it's the softest motherfucking, like, baby, I'm gonna catch you. Like, I'm gonna catch you. Exactly. Like, you're not even gonna get nowhere near towards the ground. I promise you, you're not. And that's the thing with him. Like, he is not used to having a woman be his rock. Yeah. This man had never had a woman run a bath for him. Okay. So, like, the things that I find to be normal, they shock him and throw him off. Like, he like, yes. It's women out here that do this. You fixing lunches and leaving notes in my lunch bag and shit like that? Yeah. Because I love you. Like,
I fucking love you,
I
nigga.
actively love you. Not just
Like,
say,
right.
you know what I'm saying? I don't just,
Right.
I
Like,
love
and
you
let's
so much.
normalize and being able to say I'm in or I'm not in. Cause look, it's like, why do you have to be over the line? Why do we have to keep on with the jump back, jump in, jump back when I feel like it? Like, for what? For what?
What
What
we
are you
doing?
what are you jumping backwards for? I thought we were trying to go forward.
And that's the thing. Like, that's the biggest thing that I have with him. Anytime I express, because for a long time in relationships, I would suppress. So if something bothered me, I wouldn't say it until it was like uncontrollable. Like I couldn't take it no more. I'm going to say this shit. And it would come out wrong. So now I try to have conversations right then. He be
right.
He not hearing. He trying to
Not
drop back
yes.
and all that shit.
Is he
No.
a Capricorn?
No, he's a Cancer.
Oh.
And I'm a Taurus.
I was like, ours is a Capricorn, and he don't want to talk about shit.
I'm a Taurus. See, Capricorns are my sister sign. We kind of like real.
I'm a Sagittarius, but I'm December 20th, and so my moon is a Taurus.
And see,
my language, like
my moon is Sagittarius.
Like,
my moon is Libra, and my ascending is Sagittarius. So most people think I'm Sagittarius when they meet me.
Period. Okay, so that's the girlfriend.
Hey. That's hey. Girl, whatever. We all natural. You don't see nothing.
Okay, all natural. All natural.
Girl, you are gorgeous. Whatever.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody hearing that.
You're beautiful, girl. You're beautiful.
Thank you, love. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So we chilling. But nigga, it's been a I would say
a journey.
Like a journey, and I wouldn't trade it for the world
at all.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. Like, I don't think I could. I don't know. I don't think I could ever go back, like fully go back.
When you find it, and you know what I'm talking about when I say it. It's like I told him, everybody who knows me as being a sensitive gangster, basically. People who really know me, I'm a sensitive gangster. Because everybody else gonna get this gangster shit, but if I care about you and I love you for real, then you'll get these tears. And I'm
don't play with it. No,
don't play with it. All that shit.
I will cry. If I love you,
I straight up told this man, I am scared to lose you. Straight up. I've never said that. I've never been safe enough to give somebody that part of me. To be like, hey, if you walk out this bitch, I don't know what the fuck I would do with myself. Straight up.
Okay.
And it's been plenty of times that I may have felt like that for a second, but I didn't feel safe to say it. And if I would have said it, I would have been saying it to the wrong people. That's what's crazy about it. Intuition is a motherfucker.
Yes. Because it makes you realize like what you put up with in previous relationships. And then it makes you like feel guilty. Like, because you're like, well, okay, healed me handles it like this. But then unhealed me handled it like that. And but then it's like when you can't, like, you have to have a person that's able to like not try to take you to that place. You know what I mean? Because it gets like
exactly.
that.
And that's what used to get me. That's why I knew it wasn't safe. Because anytime I told people about, like, people say, don't tell people what you really want in a person because then they can pretend easily. So I just told him, we exchanged stories about shit we had been through. I was actually open and honest with him about everything. And I felt safe with it. And not once has he used that shit against me. You get what I'm saying? It's people that I never thought would do that shit that literally use stuff.
Girl, my best friend, my best friend just did it.
I had at least I ain't do what such and such did, or I ain't do what they did. I ain't doing this, so you should be happy. What?
No. Why would I be happy with getting the bare minimum from anybody? Why would I be happy with that? That doesn't make any type of sense. That don't make zero type of sense.
I'm not a bare minimum ass bitch. I don't care. I don't care if I ain't got millions. I don't care if I ain't got my stomach tucked in. If I ain't got my ass done, I'm not a bare minimum bitch.
Okay. I swear to God, girl, listen, I swear to God, our nigga, I came in, girl, the other day. What was like a week or two ago. And my nigga was like, name 2 things. He's like, name 2 things that I could work on right now and something like overall I need to work on. And girl, I damn near dropped dead. Like, what? I said, where's this coming from? Hold on. I said, are you okay?
It's called actively loving you.
I said, are you okay? he said, yeah, baby, me and baby were just talking, and I was like, and for a minute, like, you know, because she just got home. So she went, like, pretty much when we got together. Mm-hmm. Like, but we were doing so much. We were traveling. We were, you know, going to Denver. We were going to Minnesota. We were going to all.
I remember you telling me about that.
Girl, we were going everywhere. So we were living. So then it just abruptly came to, like, a hole. It, like, put us
threw
back.
It off.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had to go back to doing it all. And I was like, ooh, hold on. Like, wait a minute. Like, I don't think I like this. Like, mm-hmm. And so then I started being, like,
you were resentful.
Difficult.
You were resentful.
Yes. Like, I'm the one.
It's a human reaction.
So then when she came home, it was like,
right,
he's trying to make up for lost time.
You can do that because I've been doing all this shit.
Period. I've been doing all this shit. And I've been doing a whole lot of sucking and fucking. And it's not like, no. I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to do shit. And then they started, so then, girl, listen, they started getting, like, he was real, like, because we're both Sagittarius, but she's 5 days before me, but I'm older, right? So she's, like, I wouldn't say, like, more gentle, because our personalities are just the same, but, like, I'm very much so like you. Like, it got to be talked about right now. So when she came home, it's like, I was so worried about it not crumbling that it started to crumble. Mm-hmm. And I had to be like,
because that's what you was giving energy to.
Yeah. I was giving energy to, like, why the fuck is this like this? And okay, well, and I had to, like, girl, I had to go and swear to God, talk to shout out to motherfucking Lyric, my bitch, because she put me back in check. Like, hey, family, like, you are putting all your energy into this.
What if?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
That's the shit
that's
I'm
it.
Breaking, and
that's the bullet.
Breaking him
that's
out
the
of.
The what if? What if this could happen?
Like,
what if that could happen? And that's a terrifying thing. But when you come to realization with it,
like, okay, that's a possibility, but this is what is happening.
Yes.
This is what is reality right now. This is what
and I'm like, okay, well, everybody's still here. Everybody's still here. So, like, okay, but girl, my homegirl was like, you have to, like, I have to work on my approach. Because, girl, I go, that quick. And I'm cool. I'm cool as a fan. Like, but when you get me there, I feel like I'm uncared for or I'm unloved, I'm going to take it there. Because at this point, I'm seeing you as on how I'm being treated. Mm-hmm. So if you treat me like a nothing ass bitch, I'm finna come at you as a nothing ass bitch then. That's what we finna do. You want to get busy, let's get busy. But I had to realize that response,
that response right there, that is a trauma response, love.
I know.
That is giving somebody something they did not earn.
Right. But it's like, that's the fucked up part is, I swear to God, and it has to do with that fucking bipolar depression shit. Because the fact that I can deal with my depression as I'm dealing with it, mm-hmm. be the fucked up part. The thing that I can tell about myself, I can tell myself what's wrong with me. Mm-hmm. I can tell myself what's wrong with me. Girl, I had a moment, and they came in, and girl, I'm telling you, I was ready to fuck it all. I don't give a fuck. Just let me lay here. Like, leave me. Like, I was ready to be gone. Girl, and they came in and it was like, bro, both of them came in and I was like, this is the shittiest part. It's because I can tell you what's wrong with me.
But I can't make it okay.
But I can't make it go away because it's still there. The feelings are there. It's how I'm feeling. I can tell you this is what I need to do to pull myself out of it. Mm-hmm. But if you're not willing to put me in that place to be feminine and be my authentic self at that moment and create that safe place for me, I promise you it will go all bad. I will continuously feel that way. Mm-hmm. Until you give me the reassurance key. Because niggas feel like reassurance is not a fucking thing. They think that like you can just go 2-3 months and just be on a like no. Like we have to let each other know we love each other around here. We're here for each other. We're loyal. We're still fighting the same battle.
Mm-hmm. That we all into this shit together.
We're here. Like, are you in? Are you in? Cause nigga, I need to, you feel me? Like, cause if not, I'm telling you, it will go. Cause one thing I don't do is disrespect. I don't tolerate it. And there's a lot of things that you could do that are disrespectful.
Mm-hmm. And people think, see, that's another thing. When you're first dealing with somebody, and like in this situation with me, like what I keep trying to explain to him is I'm trying to teach you me. I'm not bashing you. I'm not telling you you're not good enough, because you are, or you wouldn't be here. Trust me.
But that's ego. That's ego. That's all the ego that's getting in the way, and the pridefulness and the childhood trauma, because that's number one. Because that's exactly when you said, I swear to God, when you said that the child really comes out, the younger you, the child you,
that's who you show up
fucked up you, the shit that you ain't dealt with, the shit that's in that compartment back there that you think that you don't have to deal with, all that shit comes into flight. Oh, I'm just finna leave the situation. Oh, we need a break. Bitch, break where?
I'm gonna break your jaw.
Where? I'm gonna break your fucking face. Cause you got me. No, negator. Like that's not what we're doing. You're gonna have to get it together. Because you have to, like, emotionally does not have to mean being a fucking crybaby. It doesn't have to mean being sentimental, because those are two different things. When I'm emotional, I don't have to be crying and like at my most vulnerable place for it to be emotional. Mm-hmm. And that's when you said, oh, when it's like at the last. No, that means when I'm at my most vulnerable, I cannot give no more. Mm-hmm. I'm done. Like,
and that's the thing.
Until you pull me back up, I'm done. I can't. You gonna have to figure that out.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing that I've been, like I said, heavy on with him. Like, mm-hmm. And he's picking it up he's definitely picking it up because earlier today we had a little, disagreement, but it was a misunderstanding. It was literally a misunderstanding. And he went off the deep end. And then it was like, once he realized that it wasn't what he thought it was, and he piped down, I was just supposed to be like, all right. Oh, no. No, sir. Talk about how you just blasted on me for no fucking reason.
Did you forget? Because I didn't.
You definitely went off.
And I'm sad.
Now the kids home, and you want to act like everything cool. No, we gonna talk about this shit.
I'm sad now.
Exactly.
You made me feel some type of way.
Yeah, now you gotta get me up out of here. So I definitely understand. It's definitely
but it's a process. It's a process. And that's what I'm starting to learn, because one thing about me, about my childhood and not being heard, or the lack of hearing me, and not giving me a safe place as parents
are supposed to.
I would say, are supposed to, but some ultimately don't
have it to give.
They don't have it to give. So then it's like there's no judgment on that end because you don't know how, nor do you can't even begin to even place yourself in that area to get there. So I don't necessarily call it like what you should do, but it is something that would positively affect your children. But it's your upbringing. It's how you were loved. It's how you were raised. It is. And it is nurture versus nature. That's just what people always say, you don't have to. No, you do. You
love
do.
versus struggle.
You have to be able to, even if you are in a struggling family oriented, because me, shit, that's problematic. I moved every 6 months. Like, I had to be in all different types of schools, and I never had consistency. There was never that
stability.
So my daughter's 4, bro, and like it's a thing. It's a process every day, and I try to correct myself actively. You know what I mean? I try to make sure that, okay, if I do turn up on her, Nalia, come here. We're not going to bed without the whole, no, come give me a kiss. I love you. You know what I mean? But this is why this is what it is. Like,
exactly.
This is what it is.
That's exactly what I just did to my son.
My daughter to get
literally what I just did to my son. Like, I told him, like, yeah, even when mommy fusses at you or when I have to correct you, when I'm upset, that doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean you're not a good son.
Right.
It just means that you're not acting as if you know what you're supposed to be doing. You're not doing what I raised you to do. That's all that means. And that's something that I found to be imperative with my kids because of how much my mom was on me. It was like I was always trying to be perfect, getting straight A's, skipping grades and graduating early, all that shit. But I wasn't getting any acknowledgement of my efforts. Like,
yes. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm a kid and I'm gonna fuck up and I'm gonna do stuff I'm not supposed to do, but I still need to know you love me at the end of the day.
Reassurance.
Exactly.
It's reassurance. You have to be reassured that what the path that you're on, even though, and I get it, but it's like people try to, like, I guess, are trying to normalize the self credit. And I understand. I get it. I can give myself a pat on the back every day. But if it's not coming from who is actively pouring into me, then it's not. It's like you start to question. You start to question, what am I doing this for? Am I doing it for the right reasons? Is there any progress? Do you see any progress in me? Like, where are we at? Like,
exactly. And that's the thing. I don't like having to guess. Like, I don't want to guess how you feel about me. And no, yeah, you said you love me, but did you show it? Did you hug me? Did you hug my ass today?
I need you to have my front. Do you have my front?
Did you when I was bringing your plate, did you say thank you? Like, I'm like all of that. I need all of that.
All of that.
I'm a big ass baby. Say what you want to say. Yup. Love me.
That's that Taurus.
Love
I promise you. That's that Taurus.
Love me.
Our mentals is too alike. It's too alike. I'm telling you. Do you have co-star? Do you have co-star?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, get it.
No, I do. I have
you gotta add me.
Pattern.
You gotta add me. Or like follow me, because then we can tell. I promise you it's gonna be the exact same. Because I swear to God, like, it's gonna be the exact same thing. I just know it is. I just know in my heart it's gonna be the same.
It is. It probably is, because one of my best friends is the same.
She out here. I'm like, can she hear me? Can she hear me? That's why I'm commenting, girl. I don't even be on my phone. I'm not a technology person. But I swear to God, I seen your name pop up. I said, I gotta hop. I gotta hop on.
Because you know I'm gonna talk that shit. You know I'm gonna talk that shit.
Talking that shit. You was talking that shit.
Boy,
me and my girlfriend, we over here, we over here, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Praise the Lord.
No, for real. It really be like that, though. It really be like that. Like,
I'm like, is she talking to me? Because I swear to God, it's been a journey. But it's like, I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of myself for finding a flaw and seeing it. And it took for something bad to happen for me to see it. But I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because for me, I had to realize that not saying something is gonna get me in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to feel somebody's emotions for them is gonna get me in trouble.
Woo, chat.
It's gonna get me in trouble because that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. And there was a moment of distrust that came about, and I'm like, oh, absolutely not. Like, what do you mean? Like, my loyalty is through and through. But you can't tell somebody that if they're not seeing it that way. Because they're seeing it as if you didn't tell me this, what else wouldn't you tell me? And I'm like, well, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to bother you with it. Like, I didn't want to make it seem because I don't know. Are we there yet? Like,
and that's why communication is key. Like, you can't. You can't actively.
But there's been a lot going on too, so that's why it's been like it's also been a thing where honestly, girl, it slipped my mind. It really did. It was such a petty exchange that it slipped my mind. Like, girl, I got into a car accident, girl, and it wasn't even my fault. And the police officer told me I didn't have to go to the court thing. Like, it wasn't nothing. I just had to pay a fine. Okay, cool, whatever. That did not happen. And a whole situation occurred. And so then I had to damn. And that's when my homegirl, she swear to God, she checked me like, girl, duh, like you in the wrong.
You in a whole relationship.
Like, you're in the wrong. Like, why would you not say something? And I'm like, well, because. And she's like, no, because nothing, Dutch. Like,
exactly,
nothing.
Because
and I was like,
because
damn.
You have to put, when those situations come up, this is how I think about stuff. If he did this shit to me, how would I feel? Because I'm big on that. Don't keep a motherfucking thing from me. Because if I find out from somebody else,
right,
even if it's something petty, if I have to find out from somebody else, oh, we got an issue.
But see, that also came stemming from my childhood because I'm so used to, I can't say when I did something, I couldn't tell nobody. So I always had to hide it or, whatever, because I was going to be in trouble and I was going to get my ass whooped. And I didn't want to get my ass whooped. So, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm not getting my ass whooped. You shit me? I'm putting this shit under the couch. They'll find it when they find it.
So take that ass whooping unexpected.
Look, and I look on the unexpected tip because then it ain't gonna hurt as bad. And I'm gonna be long gone on how much time I done wait for not getting in trouble for this. So I'm gonna be alright with getting that, girl. So, but listen, it was like it honestly slipped my mind. Like, there's been so much stuff going on and it was literally on the day I got my brand new car. It was in my old. It was in my old car. Well, not old car, but my other car, my truck. Girl smacked into somebody, but he made an illegal turn. Girl, sheriff was right there, seen it all. Came up, cussed him out. Like, well, you made an illegal turn. That's why her stupid ass hit you. That's why her stupid ass hit you. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. Ain't, you know what I mean? Nothing's popping. Like, ain't nothing. So I'm going about my day. Shit, I go pick up my other car and go take my ass to work. I'm in the wind. Shit, listening to my music, my Erykah Badu and shit, and I'm trying to get to it. Girl, 6 months later, it's done reappeared. I'm like, oh shit. Like, hold on. I thought this shit was over with. Girl, bye. I done, girl.
Like I said earlier, when you don't deal with it then, it's going to come back around in ways you're going to be like, what the fuck?
But I didn't take my own advice, the advice I've been dishing out to this man. That's the gimmick. Cause I've been over here trying to enforce some shit. I'll say it. I'll say my flaw. That was my flaw at the time, and I had to get checked on that shit. Cause I'm over here like, nigga, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. Woo wop the bam, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Going through a whole little spiel, and he looking at me like, if you don't stop nagging me, and I'm looking like, I ain't nagging. I'm trying to make you a better man. Girl, my homegirl had to tell me like, you're nagging.
Mm-hmm.
You're nagging, and it's not me, cause I'm a happy, goofy ass person. That's just naturally me. I love to laugh. I love to talk. I love to exchange. Like that's definitely a love language. Like time. Like I love time with a person.
Quality
like,
time. Yep.
Quality time. Like real life. We talking about some shit. We really dealing with some shit.
That's how he got me. We literally talked.
That's how
for
hours. That's how ours got.
Like
exactly got me. It was very like that with me.
It was like, oh, okay, like you cool. And he like, yeah, I'll take you back to Richmond. I'm like, what? And the whole time it was like constant connection.
Are you sure, Evan? Okay.
Constant conversation, constant connection, constant realization. Like he told me, like, and it's crazy because, like I said, I went there to go to his event. His event fell through. One of his cars broke down. All this stuff happened on the day we were supposed to finally meet face to face. And I told him, I said, God took all of that from you and presented you to me all with this stuff on you from the car and all that stuff because God was showing you I ain't that girl. Right. All that flashy shit wouldn't have got my attention. If you would have came with your BMW with your jewelry on and fresh cut and all that shit, it would have been like, okay, cute.
Me, I would have ran. Cause me, I'm so much of a person of like real. Like you gotta show me real. Don't show me like, and that's the thing too. Motherfuckers, they be showing they fucking good cards too much. Motherfuckers always want to play their face cards. Play something else. Like, for real. Play the real. Play that. Because this is not a game, bruh. Like, this is not a game.
Especially if you expecting me to stay around. Now, if
you want to be, you want me to be my authentic self.
That I hit up when I feel like it. Cool. Stay where you at. Because that's all you're going to get from me. But if you really want a connection with me, if you really want my energy, you really want me to pour into you, you got to give me the real. Because I can recognize it to me from a mile away, even if I don't speak on it.
Bro, because I be damned, I've been through too many situations in past relationships. That's why my relationships never worked. Because, like, bro, I used to be a person, I used to flight. I will leave you quick. I don't give a damn how long this relationship, how great it was. If I'm unhappy, I'm unhappy and I'll be done. But I also didn't want to fight for my own healing either. And deal with what I knew what I needed to deal with. So I was always the person like, well, I'm gonna deal with it alone. I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna deal with it by myself. Cause that's what I had to do anyways.
Sound like me. Hey, twin, again.
Like, for real. This is why I smoke. Because
like I even told him one day, we were talking and I was like, don't nobody want to hear how I feel anyway. And he was like, what? He was like, what the fuck you mean? I'm sitting here asking you how you feel. So what are you talking about?
I don't know how to tell you now.
I'm so used to, yeah, you know what I'm saying? All right, I ain't trying to hear that, or get over it, or to be all right, or whatever. I'm not doing what other people did. So it really like trained me, programmed me to feel like that any feelings that I had or what I was feeling or how somebody made me feel, they didn't care. So you wanted me acknowledging it or speaking on it or none of that. But you can't do that. Like I said, like we were talking a minute ago, that's a trauma response. It's not really who I am. My nature is to talk shit out and try to get past it. But, you know, the little child me, the little unhealed version be like, just keep it right here. Just hold on to it. It'll be okay. Ignore it. It's all right. No.
But I'm to the point now where, bro, I've suppressed so much. that I be fucking damned if I have to now.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been feeling so guilty about it because it's like, bro, I am a lot. I'm a lot. I'm my personality is a lot. My intuition is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
My love is a lot. My energy is a lot. Like I'm a lot, and I know that, and that's fine. Like I said, my mom always told me, "Oh, I'm dramatic. Oh, you're a drama queen." No, because I'm speaking the real. I'm calling out the truth. At this one, I think I'm the realest one in the room. Why y'all want to over here sugarcoat? Because that's one thing about me. I'm not for the sugarcoat shit. But I do know that delivery matters.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing about me. I don't think that not that I don't think that I have. I think that I'm actively working on trying to find
the balance
other
between
approach.
sugarcoating and being real. That's not really what it is.
Because I don't want to ever have to sugarcoat, but I want to be.
But that's what I mean. I said the balance between it. So
like,
the
I ain't got no
between...
tenderoni in my bone. I be ready to go from. I don't got none. Like, but I be wanting to be a big ass baby and be loved like one. Like, love me, cuddle me. Why aren't you loving on me? Why aren't you kissing on me? Why aren't you touching my butt?
Because the whole time we being a man. Whole time we send the masculine energy, but we want feminine energy.
Right.
Like how I want you to love my feminine, but I'm giving you masculine.
And why?
And as a
am
man,
I giving you that?
They definitely not feeding that shit, bruh. What? Bruh,
my nigga be like, bitch, you're being too loud. He don't even say bitch, but he be like, you're doing too much. You're being too much. Like, I don't want to talk about it right now. And I'd be like, well, why? Because we need to talk about it. And I'd be like, so now I'm starting to like, that's why I was like, I'm just going to shut the fuck up. I'm just going to shut the fuck up and I'm going to see what happens. Because I think I need to shut the fuck up.
Like, now, but you think you need to shut the fuck up, then you probably need to shut the fuck up.
That's what I'm saying. You feel me? I think I need to. Like, I think I need to. But the realization from thinking that and then being like, I told my friend, like, girl, I think I need to just shut the fuck up. She's like, well, no. Don't suppress. Mm-hmm. But she was like, in so many words, like,
pick your battles.
Pick your battles and not everything has to have a reaction. Mm-hmm. Which is something that's very opposite between me and baby. You know what I mean? Baby don't, you know what I mean? She don't got no kids, but she's a very kid, you know what I mean? She wants a lot of kids, but she's not giving a reaction to a lot of things. Me, I'm a very passionate person. So if it's fucking with my mental, I'm finna turn up. That's just what it is. Like, I can't really describe it. Like, it might not be all the way.
I understand.
Like, but it's going to be like, it's getting talked about.
For me, all right, even if we, you know what I'm saying, if it mellowed out, we still need to address it. Because I need you to understand what you did that made me feel some type of way. And I need to understand why you did what you did. Like,
right.
I can't just walk around on eggshells and act like that shit ain't happened and still lay up with you and still touch
me. Still go to sleep because and have a clean, like,
exactly.
Give me a clean slate.
Exactly. I don't feel safe now. You got to build that back. We got to get back to that neutral ground. And like I said before, that comes from people understanding you cannot build a person. You can only teach them you. You have to teach them what works for you. And if
that's a different approach. Saying it like that sounds a whole lot better than what you would like. Another response would be like, nigga, I'm trying to better you. Like, I got your best interest. Like, so then
it seems like you're trying to mommy them versus be their
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the same shit. I'm telling you, I went through this shit today, twin. That's why we on here talking.
I know. It was meant to be.
I had to get this shit off. And even though, you know, he left for work, we were on good terms. We had already squashed the shit and all that stuff. It's still a realization for me. It's still something that, like, I told him, I said, boo, I got to get back to doing my podcast, because that was what was clearing my mind of a lot of stuff. Like you said.
Yes, and bro, I swear to God, we've been thinking about it, but like, I swear to God, like, for one, we don't have a name. For two, like, me and her are super engaged in it. Like we want to know, we educate ourselves, we keep ties, you know, like all that shit. Which he's trying, like you know what I mean. But it's definitely a journey going from old way of life to the new love style, and being able to be, like you said, emotionally available for that. And some days are better than others. You know what I mean? Some days we're completely engaged. Other days it's like a man wants to be a man. You know what I mean? And that's cool. Cause you know what I mean, we have our person, and she's willing to go through the bullshit with us, like, cause there's still stuff like. But I found it like me going through my own insecurities, because yeah, I love her for being different from me.
But it also brings out that like you said, that insecurity as a woman, because she has a nature that may seem easier than yours. So that's something that I was talking to one of my friends about. She's also into poly, and her guy have been dating people, and she's just like, I know that she gets jealous. Like anytime that the other girl and him get too comfortable, or they texting or whatever, she gets her insecurities. And I'm like, you need
but
to.
see, I don't get like that.
He
I only
has to
get like that when
that's what I'm saying. She has to reevaluate if this is really a relationship she wants, or if she's doing it for him. And that's what I try to explain to her.
Yeah, no.
Like, you have to know what you want as a woman before you enter those type of situations, because like what you were saying, how you say, you recognize that she gives that other side. That's why it works for y'all. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's a balance.
Because me and her, like, I see in a lot of other polys that, like, the women are, like, not as close. Like, me and her are definitely biromantic, bisexual. Like, it's there. Like, and we just click. Like, we just click. And I think it's like I see the insecurities coming out, like, as a man, because that's a lot to see when it's working. You feel me? When it's working and it's really like, you're like, oh shit, bitch, like, you really like bitches, like, yeah. Like, you thought I was playing? Like, no, like, this is really, like, I really love waking up doing the damn thing. I really do. But I'm so hard body outer, like a hard candy, and a soft middle.
My boo called me a Sour Patch Kid.
Yeah. It's just,
you gotta suck a little bit before you get some sugar. I'm sorry.
You feel me?
Like, but he loves it though, because he also knows that I'm not no mixy type bitch. Like, you not just anybody's not just gonna get my attention.
But he's been doing so much better, girl. It's been crazy though, but he's been doing so much better. And it's like, bro, we had to go through that. And I was like, we've been wanting to do, like, me and Deja have been wanting to do a podcast, like, or like get some shit started, girl. But like, I don't know where to, like, I don't know how to do none of that shit. Like, I'm not
DM me. I got
you. Feel me? For real.
It's easy. Because it's really simple. Like,
but it's like, bro, I
started on TikTok. Yeah. Just going live on TikTok. And then you can download your lives after your live is, like, finished processing. You can download it and put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
Podcast right there.
Period.
Then you can, it's certain apps you can.
Well, don't give all the tea now. Don't give all
because I'm saying, because I got y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Hello. Twin. Let me feel special for a second now. Okay?
No, for real. Because I don't be telling people what you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I rock with y'all, though. Like, y'all been rocking you know what I'm saying, rocking with me for a couple of months. She didn't know she was rocking with me, but she was.
She was. Hey, I told her. I was so excited. Because listen, you know we live in Des Moines, Iowa, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. Like it's real. Like in a whole nother type of way. Like I'm very versatile, but it's a whole lot of white people shit going on. It's a whole lot of white people shit going on. And so, with that being said, our relationship is very unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
Like people look at us with, like they don't know what the fuck. They're like, whoa. But then we get so much love from it. Cause it's like, bro, we express that we're a work in progress. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like we just hit our 6 months with baby. And I'm like, it's been
Cause
rad.
bitches gonna make it 6 weeks.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Cause I was like, it's been 6 months. Like,
Bitches have sex in a poly relationship one time and be like, cause the way your butt moved when you was fucking her, that's not how it moved when you was fucking me. This is not gonna work out. Bitches be
it be pissing me off. I be trying to come on. You need to come on. Like, go ahead. I swear to God, cause some days I just like I don't feel like sucking nothing. I don't feel like doing it. Y'all go ahead. But
okay,
me,
so that's a little
me,
different for me. Okay, so I'd rather enjoy that. We're gonna have another podcast about that because we're gonna talk about the next podcast is gonna be about sex game, and that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say because some of my insecurities got brought out in this relationship because I love giving head, and the effect that my head normally had, it didn't have on this person, and it fucked me up for a minute. I had to wait a minute.
I feel you.
Wait a minute, bitch. Cause what?
And it makes you reevaluate.
Cause what?
And then you feel like you trying a little bit too hard, and you're like, well, why am I trying too hard? Because I know. Like,
I got people that specifically will not, like, literally be like, look, yo, I know this is weird, but like, I need you to tell my girl how you, what? So for me not to get the